referred to, the Taoiseach doesn't control it anymore.
But Brid, isn't this what politicians do all the time? Make inquiries, and if they turn out well, they claim credit for them.
Well, it's very interesting that you call it a gaffe and that we're making hay on it, because it actually goes to the heart of what looks like how the elite works in Ireland. A very, very wealthy man, one of the wealthiest men in the world, rings the minister, complains about a windmill to be built near a golf course, which he bought for 15 million. And then the windmill isn't built, and he just said there, if Donald wants to give me the credit for it, I'll take it. Now, this is extraordinary stuff, given that the legacy of planning in this country and the millions and millions we've spent on planning tribunals, to hear an admission from the Taoiseach that he facilitated the wealthy elite. It wouldn't happen for a homeless person. You don't get a direct line to the minister when you're homeless, please sort out my problems. But he got a direct line because he's a multi-millionaire.
I suppose even if it's clumsy or a gap.
I don't know what exactly he said and what exactly Clare County Council said back to him. I know
Clare County Council, I just say, have come out tonight and said it doesn't have any record or recollection of Mr Varadkar making an inquiry.
Just because they've no record or recollection doesn't mean it didn't happen or that somebody didn't speak to Minister Varadkar. Because remember, when he got off the plane in Shannon, when he was opening up Doonbeg, he was met by Noonan, the Minister for Finance at the time, harpists and Irish dancers, and a big palaver to say welcome to Clare. So definitely he was treated with kid gloves. Okay. At the very least, the planning process was allowed
of that. Leaving the gaffe aside, right? On the bigger picture of it, Brid Smith, wasn't he just being pragmatic? And isn't it right that both Ireland Inc. and our Taoiseach stays on the right side of Donald Trump? Isn't that just pragmatic and sensible?
I don't think it's pragmatic at all. When you look at Trump's record on racism, he called out the African countries as shitholes. He said, we should remind people, he said Nigerians need to crawl back into their huts. And this is all very recently. I can't remember exactly what he said about Haiti, but he also called that some kind of a shithole. He's known as a racist in his own country. He's soft as hell on gun crime. He has all the children in America screaming at him. And he wants to create a border between, an actual physical border between the US and Mexico.
Look, I know he's a world leader, but many people feel we should...
We have to behave like some modern version of the quiet man and scrimp and scrape to the rich Yank who happens to be a racist and a misogynist. It does not mean that we have to do that.
I completely agree with that for the point. And I would remind people of what Enda Kenny did at the Shamrock's presentation last year. He raised the issue of the undocumented in a way that no other world leader managed to do.
Yeah, well, that's correct. Let me just bring in Fred Fleiss, because he's been listening to us, Brid Smith, in Washington. Fred, thank you very much for joining. Brid Smith, come back in there.
Well, I mean, maybe we could ask Mike Pence if he put the ambassador to Germany through conversion therapy, which he very much promotes and supports, which is basically a rude way of trying to convince people that they don't have the sexuality that they want.
Yeah.
So I don't believe for one minute that
this has nothing to do with the US-Irish relationship.
I mean, I don't know who you're trying to convince, but the whole world knows
Brid, let Fred answer,
that Donald Trump is not good on gay rights.
Let Fred answer. Carry on, Fred.
No, they don't. They don't know that. Well, why did he name Mr. Grenell to be ambassador to Germany? Why was there such a...
...to meet American presidents at this time? Irrelevant and irrespective of who the president is.
I don't think it should be irrelevant and irrespective. I think the trade and the deals that go on anyway. I think the meeting of the president and the invitation to invite him to Ireland, which he extended out again today, is quite a dangerous thing to be doing when you have a president who is causing mayhem in the Middle East, who's just told Jerusalem it's okay for them to declare themselves the capital, the Israelis to declare themselves as having Jerusalem as their capital. It's really destabilised the Middle East. He's racist. He is homophobic. Mike Pence, his General Secretary, is the biggest homophobe and self-declared. And I think that this whole idea that this is the most important thing for the Irish is quite disgraceful.
I need to give Fred a last word. Fred, do you think overall it was...